Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you this morning? That good? Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Oh, really? Had a hard time getting up? Oh, you got up early, didn't you? You know, it's according to where the sun hits our faces in the morning sometimes. Well, it's sort of, why am I wrapped up like I am? To make you wake up and ask me why I'm in a bonnet again today, because it's chilly and I got cold and I had to take Connor out. So I wore one of my crochet hats to cover my head. Of course, when I went out, I had it all, down on my ears and everything. It was like, this and this. Oh, whatever works, right? So, anyway, I don't want to take it off yet because I don't want to. And what did we say? You do you and I do me. That makes everything good. That makes everything good, yes. So, how are you guys doing this morning? Good? Did you look in the mirror and say, oh, how beautiful you are today? Or did you say, you need to do something with your hair? Or, oh, go away, go away. Oh, well, it'd be like Bonnie and say, I'm not going to break it. No, no, no. Or if somebody said, I'm not going to look at my mirror in the morning. I wonder if that declares what kind of person we are if we get up in the morning and look in the mirror. I always think men always have to do that because a lot of them shave in the morning, so they have to look at themselves first thing in the morning. But I guess so women do too if they wear makeup. Got to get ready for work. You got to see if you look presentable, and of course all of us that are shut-ins, we just sort of take it with a grain of salt. Either we look in the mirror or we don't look in the mirror. But today we have another day. I'm beginning to figure out if I like that stitch or not. But anyway, well, I have to tell you about my great adventure yesterday before I get to comments. And, I wanted to tell you. I got my purple yarn in, the purple, to put together these Flora Beauty throw squares. And I decided on the purple, which I told you we're going to do, and to surround it with the purple and then attach it. So you'll be seeing me work on this for the next month, putting around all the borders, and I was considering whether to attach the borders as I went around or just make them all the same size and then sew them together. I haven't decided. So the first thing I'm going to do is figure out which stitch. Now I am using basically the granny stitch as the border because that's the way I ended the Floral Beauty design. And if you want to see the stitch by stitch on this, look at Crochet Crowd. Mikey's got a video on it, and it's called Floral Beauty Throw. The material, the yarn I used on this was the chunky stripe. I think is what I used on this one. They have several different colors, and this isn't a new yarn, but there's so many different multicolored, I call them a sort of a Spanish colors, or boho. Yeah, but anyway, this is just a representation of one of them, and I just stitched as the colors changed for you that are just joining me. So I'm going to be piddling with this. I've got my map up here, and I got a message from Gigi, and I think I didn't put hers on here, and I can't believe that. So I'm going to put Gigi's butterfly over here on Louisiana, because she's down around Lafayette, and I think I'm going to put, oh, here's an orange. There's an orange. This is pretty. How about that? Would that be pretty? I don't know. She sent me pictures of some in her yard yesterday. I think I may put blue. How about blue? I think blue. Yeah. Yes. Thank you for the picture, Gigi, of the butterfly, and telling us about butterflies when you were down in the coast in the high-rise condo that put right by Lafayette. I'm gonna put you right here. There we go. There you are, Gigi. Right there. Right there you are. Flying away. Everybody's up here. There's who knows. And I gotta put, and over here, way over here is Angie. Oh my goodness. So if you tell me where you are, then I'll put a butterfly in your place. You don't have to tell me what city or anything if you don't want to. You can just say a state, or you don't have to tell me at all. You don't have to be one of my butterflies. No, you don't, but if you want to, you can. So Gigi, I got you up there. Okay, I'm going to take a minute to tell you about my adventure yesterday. Remember, I told you I went to get a driving evaluation at the Big Baptist Hospital here in Little Rock. Well, I got over there. I look like a winner. Yeah, here. How about that? It was falling off for some reason. It was warm, though, this morning when I went outside. Okay, get back to the story. Okay, I got there on time. They were ready for me, and they took me back to this room. And the guy sat down. His name was Ryan. I think it was Ryan. I called him Running Ryan because he moved so fast I could hardly keep up with him. Although I don't know that he was moving fast. I think I was moving slow. But anyway, I went into the area that he had designated me to go into with him. And so he sat behind the table. And in front of him, facing me as I sit down, was this thing like you know, at the driver's license place, revenue office, they test your eyes. Well, that kind of machine, but I don't know if it is the same kind or not. But anyway, so you put your head in it, okay? Well, my first mistake that day was not wearing my hearing aids. Very bad, because sometimes I couldn't understand him because I couldn't really hear him. But he didn't know that, and I didn't tell him, but I did make him repeat things sometimes if I didn't clearly understand, you know. But he was very gracious man, and he understood my excitement, because I told him I'm very excited about coming here today. I'm going to drive. I'm going to show you I can drive. And so we started with the eye exam. You know, you read a line, you know, put all the letters on the line. And then there was this flashing lights on each side, you know. Yeah, the lights on the left, the lights on the right, left, right. But he did confuse me a little bit, because he asked me about these. He says, now when the light starts, you tell me right or left. Well, the side ones didn't come on. And I didn't notice the ones in the front. Dummy me, they're probably flashing. No one paid any attention to them, because I was concentrating on the side. Finally, I caught up with what I was supposed to do. I had to laugh at myself because of the silliest things I did. So, anyway, I passed, you know, I got through all that, and so then we moved on to, you know, he moved that out of the way. If I remember straight, he moved it out of the way. I think the second thing was that there was, he gave me a piece of paper. I think this was, anyway, I don't remember the exact sequence of it, but it was well managed. Yes. So anyway, she gives me a piece of paper, and it has uh, all these, there's that little legend at the top, you know, that has a shape, and then underneath it represents the number, sort of a coded legend, you know, where if you saw laying down T, it was either a 3, or if it's going the other way, it was a 2 or whatever. You know, it's just coded. That's not the actual, because I don't want y'all to cheat on the test if you have to do it. But anyway, so anyway, you go and then it was okay. I thought, okay, I can do that. And I did the first line. And then he says, now from here, you go to here. I said, oh, wait a minute. I thought I had memorized that first line. And I thought, no. And then what was funny is I was going through, you know, putting 1, 3. If it was laying down L, or happy setting up T, or if it was different shapes, you know, I'm doing 1, 2, 1, 2. And whatever the code is, all whatever. So I felt like I was doing pretty good on that, right? Of course, he doesn't say anything, you know. He's just doing his job. That's his responsibility, take care of me, to make sure that I do everything right. And then we go to this next page. Now, this one was a kicker. This one. And I don't think I'll ever forget this test. Now, y'all may have had this test before, but I have not. And it's where you have all circles, you know, on just in this little square, about 3-inch square. It's got circles in it, and some of the circles have letters, and some of the circles have numbers. And so you take your pen, and this is the essence, I mean, the way I understood it, as you put your pen on number 1. Now do not pick up your pen, and what you do is you connect number 1 to the alphabet first letter A, and then you connect the A to the next number is 2, and then from 2 you go to C, and then you go to the next number, which is 3, and then you go to D, and you go to 4, you know, it's like that, you're connected. So it was just a little square, and I said, I can do this. I may not be quick, but I can do this. I'm so full of myself. I think I'm going to pass this thing. And I'm trying hard. I really am. And so I did that. And then he flips the sheet over, and the whole page is circles. Well, I'm dying inside because I was celebrating early on that little section. So I started, and there was, you know, you start with 1 and you end at 13. And during that process, by connecting the numbers in order as they fall correctly, and then you go alphabetically with the letters alternating the numbers and the letters. Well, it was what I'm thinking. When I did, I picked up the pen. Well, you're not supposed to pick up the pen, because I was thinking, we're going to, but anyway, I didn't get this far, though, because he said, oh, don't pick up. He was very attentive. So anyway, I got all that done. I thought, okay, I'm good. And then he says, you see the pedals on the table? I might have missed a test or two. I don't know. This is what I remember. And so then he has pedals underneath the table. He's wood block with a piece of rubber or something on you know, that simulated the gas pedal and the brake pedal. I thought I'd be tested on a simulator, but this was similar, okay? But anyway, so I put he said, now do not use your right foot. Your left foot to hit the brake. I said, got it. So he says, there's this box over here. It had 2 lights on it, one green, one red. And I was to push the accelerator when I saw the red light. If I saw the green light, I touched the brake. So I'm watching red, put on, get me brake, green, put on the gas. Well, it was sort of a rhythm, I thought at first. So I was anticipating the green, red, and then all of a sudden it changed. a little bit more than I thought it was going to. And so I was on the gas, I should be, well, anyway, so I was working on that. And I survived that. I was still pumped up, pumped up. And he said, I said something, well, am I doing good? And he says, well, you got, he was counting, and everything. He says, a D. I said, oh, a D? That means I did really good, didn't I? I did very good. Anyway, no, he says, like you get an F or you're a D. I said, oh, you mean I almost failed? Not fall down. No, I mean failed the test. And then the brave soul, Running Ryan, brave soul, said, we're going to go get in the car. Well, I was so excited to actually think that I was going to drive in the car. I just got so excited. I couldn't hardly stand it. But I was following in him then, and he was heading toward the door, and I was trying to keep up moving my cane. Because you know how my cane does. I've told you before, when I'm with the cane, if I'm not totally watching what I'm doing, I'll trip over the cane because I don't know where my foot is, and it might trip over the cane. I know, it's hard to understand. I understand if you're a young person, you can't understand it. So I was really doing my best. I'm going to go get in a car, And so he comes back, and he gets this beautiful, what do you call it, SUV? White, it had a nice step on the bottom, and I was so impressed by myself. I put my foot up there and pulled myself in there and picked up my leg, put it inside. I'm sitting there. I'm so excited. I got to get my seatbelt on. I'm so excited. I'm going to drive. So we get out. So he goes out in the parking lot and he parks, and he gets out, and then I get over in the driver's seat. So I'm in the driver's seat. Well, the first thing is so sad. It's really like a new car. I haven't driven a new car since, 99. My car was a 99. But it had, now this is no lie, this vehicle in the right-hand corner, well, here's the steering wheel. Right there on the dashboard is a little tiny rectangular thing with a gear shift on it, right past the steering wheel, right there. And you could see, it didn't say drive, reverse, or anything on that little gear shift, panel. And so I thought, well, I'll just use it, and I asked him, And so this is rear, and this is whatever. And so I said, okay. So then I said, is it on? Because I couldn't hear the car. He just turned the key there. That's how you do it. And I said, oh yeah, that's right. So I'm turning on the key because I don't know why I thought he would have. Of course he would have turned it off. I mean, this is a driving instructor, driving person. So anyway, so I get it started. I'm going to get the sense of the accelerator and the brake, going a little bit, touching brake. And then he said, back up, and so backed up. Well, this thing looks like a tank to me. And I'm trying to look around, and my head won't go far enough around. He says, use your mirrors. Can you use your mirrors? Well, he he asked me first, before I moved the vehicle, set your mirrors so you can see. Well, I didn't do a very good job, really. I think I was just saying, oh, that's all right, that's okay. But I had to do the one at the top. And so I said, oh, yeah, like backing up a boat. Because, I used to do that all the time for my husband, because he never could. So I thought, okay, I got this. And so getting used to that accelerator, new car, steering wheel's way up here, like comfortable, like nice. And he had adjusted me up, and there was some other things for different kind of handicapped people, I guess, that drove in this vehicle. But anyway, we went around the parking lot and backed up, And then he said turn into a parking place, which I turned into a parking place. And then there wasn't a car on each side. So I took a wide berth as I turned into the parking thing because I had plenty of room. Not thinking that he's going to grade me on that. You know, I should be able to just pull right in there, straighten up. But couldn't settle for that. No, I could not. I had to back up. Anyway, I got into the parking place. And then he said, back up. Well, I got ready to back up out of the parking place. And the guy behind me turns on the lights. Well, that confuses me. And I'm going, a guy with the lights, he's trying to tell me don't hit my car. Or maybe it's an electronic robot car or truck or something. Anyway, the lights came on, but I was able to back out, and I went around the parking lot, you know, driving. And then he says, now we're going out of the parking lot, and we're going to this road. We're going to turn left, and then we're going to cross the road, and at that street across the road, we're going in, turn left there. Okay, I could do this, right? And I did. I did that perfectly, I think. Of course, I have such great faith in myself. You know, I've been driving since I was, 12, out in the fields. So I thought, oh, this is nothing. Anyway, so I get over there. Well, the gas pedal sticks. To me, it stuck because I wasn't used to one that's sort of stiff. It was sort of stiff. And and then the brakes took me a while, but I finally figured it out. And we're driving through the neighborhoods. Of course, I'm looking at the houses. My mistake number 41. I'm looking at the houses because my sister used to live there, you know, at Twin Lakes. Like, yeah, I remember my sister. We used to drive through here, you know, walk around with her dog. And, you know, in my mind, I'm just somewhere else driving. That was my 42nd mistake. Anyway, I keep driving down the road, you know, and then I turn my blinker and turn around one street and another, and then I drive around a roundabout, which I didn't even know there was a roundabout in Little Rock. but you know, that's no big deal. I had roundabouts when I was in England, so I thought there's nothing. So anyway, roundabout, and anyway, we go and we get on one of the main roads through that area, and we're coming up to where you merge into the interstate, or I don't know if it's still called Interstate Freeway, whatever it is called now. And so I didn't realize. Now this was mistake number 44, I think. I just turned and went on the freeway. I thought, all of a sudden I felt the motion. He was like this, like, what did I do? And he's been telling me the whole time, go straight, turn right, turn left. I didn't listen. I didn't hear him say anything. I just did it. Like I was heading home. And he says, where are you going? I said, Now I realized at that instant what I had done. And I said, I was taking you home. Then he was concerned about his well-being and safety, I'm sure. Of course, I wasn't about mine, but I should have been about his. I just was terrible. I mean, really terrible. And finally, he works me all the way, you know, turn. And then he says, pull over. I said, yes, sir, I pull over. So I pulled over, and he got out of the car, and he walked me around the car to make sure it didn't fall and get me seated, you know, in the car. He was so gracious. He really was gracious. My running Ryan, oh, he was adorable too. Just adorable young man. And so anyway, we got back and to the house, you know, to the whatever the name of I don't know what the place is, Baptist anyway. And he pulls out there, and he gets out of the car like a gentleman. He gets out and he walks me, you know, to the door, and then he gets back in the car and goes parks it. And I said, is there a place that, he says, you're through for the day, and that's all there is to the testing. And I thank him. And I said, where can I sit to call Uber? you know, and he says, go this door here. And I went in and sat down. Well, I was like, this was it. I was worn out, but I was so happy. I was driving. I was so happy I was driving. Oh, I just was elated. I was so happy, you know, but I was worn out. And so I was just sort of, you know, laying back in the chair with my feet almost in the hall, in the walkway, with my cane laying on my lap, just thinking about me driving. It was so good. I said, I got to call Uber. And so I guess he figured I was already gone when he come back in and I was still there. And I said, hi. And so I told him about YouTube and, you know, visiting him. And I told him I'll be talking about him today. But he never did say that I didn't pass. You know, of course, I didn't ask after my 44th error that I had accounted myself for. But this lady came over to me, and she says, did you pass your test? And I said, I don't know. She says, don't worry, you can take it again. And she said, I've taken it again. And I said, did you pass the second time? She says, no, they no. But she says, well, you can take it again. And I said, well, yes, I know I can, but I don't know that I fail. You know, I think I have faith in myself that there might have been a squeaky, I might have squeaked by, you know, I'm thinking. But she blessed me and went on her way. And I thought to myself, that's true. We have such faith in ourselves. I just don't understand why people don't see it. Faith in our skills and other people just don't recognize it. So anyway, my Uber driver came and got me, and very nice car, very nice person named, her name was Haley, I think. And she drove me 20 miles back to the towers here, and she'd never seen the towers, so she really liked it. But the day was exciting. They had bingo going on downstairs, and then they had voting at 4, and I was so tired. I could not get myself back in this apartment to get Connor out to walk. I mean, I was exhausted. So I took the hover around, and I was too exhausted to run the hover around. Oh, that's how tired I was on that excursion to Little Rock. But anyway, it was a wonderful adventure, a very patient man, and he did the best he could. In fact, he did a wonderful job. It was just me that was failing to, but I wish I had worn my hearing aids, but that's the way it goes. But if you're out there, if you're watching Running Rhyme, thank you for a delightful experience and letting me drive a car and putting your life in risk. I know that's terrible. So guys, that's what way my day went yesterday, and it was good. It was a good day. I haven't heard the results, but I'm holding on to faith that I did good. I feel like I did as best I could. I may have to rethink my, what is it, way of living, but I don't probably not have to change anything. Don't have to go buy a new car or anything. So I'm just decided that I'm going to do just the granny stitch with no spaces in between, and then, you know, do 2 in the ends to continue the square. Doing that. Now, let's get to comments. Da, 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 da. Yeah, I was going on the freeway. Boy, if that didn't feel good. Oh, I think I could have got to 85 miles an hour just like that. They'd let me. I think so. Yeah, let's see if we got comments. Come on, phone, I want comments today. It's sometimes the hardest thing to do for me. Well, I've already talked 30 minutes. I guess I'll do another video on the comments today because I do not want you to have to sit and wait any longer for your comments. So I'll do another short video on your today's comments. And I remember God has you in the palm of His hand. Pray for Mother Earth, the birds, the bees, the flowers, the trees, and for each other. Why? Because you are special and specially made. And I love you. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.